Hey everybody, Paul Vojchehoske. Welcome to Nebraska Landlord. I wanted to discuss another legislative bill that was introduced this past week that's going to impact the property management community. In fact, it's not just the residential property management community. It's going to be all property managers, no matter what type of real estate that is managed. Now, it's LB 1244. It was introduced by State Senator Merman, and it's a revenue bill, specifically a sales tax and use tax generation bill. Now, if passed, this is going to add probably like 50 new service industry type jobs that's going to be mandated, where service and use taxes are collected and then remitted to the state and the county. So real estate management fees is the one that sticks out. Property managers collect a fee every month, a commission, if you will, to manage a property for an owner. That is going to be, if passed, will be subject to sales tax. That'll have to be collected every single month. When that management fee is paid, it will be charged to the owner, and the manager will have to collect it and then remit it to the state for payment. My belief, it also includes all those other fees that we collect from the owner and the tenant. And there can be any number of these fees, but my experience with the sales tax people, they will interpret this as broad as they possibly can. That's what they do. And there's no doubt in my mind they're going to go after not only the commissions that your management commission, but they're also going to come after all those fees. You have those broker administrative commissions that you charge at lease signing. You have doc prep fees, common area maintenance or CAM fees. It doesn't matter. If you charge a fee to the owner or the tenant, you're going to have to collect sales tax or use tax on those items and remit it to the state. They also added a couple of other categories that might impact us. Cleaning of real property, although I thought that was already subject to sales tax. However, maybe they were doing it and they just wanted to codify it, but either way, it's in this bill. Credit information services. So when you pull those credit reports and stuff like that, you're going to have to charge, or sales tax will be charged. Probably in this case, it probably will be the credit reporting companies, but you never know. Storage services. So when you go and you store a tenant's household items because the value is over $2,000 and you put it in storage, which we commonly do, when it meets that threshold, so we can get the property ready to put back on the market for a new tenant, there's going to be sales tax charged to you, so then that increases your expenses. Check and debt collection services, so you're going to pay sales tax when you turn something over to collections. And then this is the last one, is telephone answering services. I know many landlords and managers, they have a call service for after hours, weekends, those type of things. That would be subject to sales tax as well. So what it's going to do is, number one, with the property management fees commissions, that's going to put the property management company and or landlord, depending on, that's going to put them directly into a position where they're going to be required to collect sales tax or use taxes and remit it to the state. And all the other ones probably is going to be in the form of just an expense. It's going to increase your expenses to get these items done, which ultimately is going to be passed on to the owner, which is ultimately, all of this is going to get passed on to the tenant. There's no doubt about it. That's who ultimately pays for this stuff. Now, I just want to take a real quick minute to opine on, I'm not sure if you're familiar or ever had to deal with the sales tax people at the state of Nebraska. First of all, when you call down there to try to get advice or information on sales tax, all of this is so ambiguous at best. And is this subject to sales tax? Is this subject? Their default is always, I would probably pay it. They're going to interpret these very broadly, and I have dealt with EPA auditors, OSHA auditors, IRS, Nebraska Department of Revenue auditors, Iowa Department of Revenue auditors, the Real Estate Commission audits. I've had a lot of experience being audited, and I can tell you there is nothing worse than a sales tax audit. And when they come in loaded for bear, and they will hammer you. They go back many years. So if they feel you weren't collecting taxes the right way, they're going to go back as far as they can, and they want their money. So make no mistake about it, this is a big deal. It's also going to create, it's also going to way more in expenses, because you're either going to do it yourself, which reporting sucks. All of it is horrible. You're going to end up handing that off to a bookkeeper or your accountant, and it's going to cost you a substantial amount of money more to have them do that for you. It will be the best money you ever spend, trust me, but it's going to cost you more money. What this bill does is increases revenue for the cities and the counties and the state at your expense. So not only is it going to cost you more money, it's going to cost the owners and ultimately cost the tenants more money. So if you can and you feel led to, I would do two things. This is really important. LB 1244, as of the time of this video, the committee hearing has not been scheduled yet. When it is, I will let you know in the Nebraska Landlords and Managers newsletter, as well as the Nebraska Landlords and Managers Facebook group. So if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, go to nebraskalandlord.com, Nebraska Landlord, and sign up, and then join our Facebook group. I'll let you know. But you need to do two things because it's a revenue bill. Very important. You need to comment. So when I let you know when the hearing is scheduled, I will put a link in that notification. It allows you to comment. You can leave your comment for the committee or show up and testify. Either one, you need to do it. Then you need to immediately follow up and let your position be known to your individual state senator, who may or may not be on that committee. Here's the reason why. This is a revenue bill. And if it gets hung up in committee and doesn't make it out of committee, that's good. But when it comes to revenue bills in particular, these things can be resurrected through negotiations at the 11th hour, the day before the end of the legislative session. So you're thinking that, hey, everything is great, we killed it, it's stuck in committee, only for the day before the legislative sessions to end, it gets resurrected again, and your state senator is going, okay, how do I vote on this? You have your opposition on record. So again, when the committee hearing is scheduled, I will leave a link so you can comment, date and time, location where you can testify if you want to, and then I'll leave a link so you can find your state senator and opine with them directly. So very important bill. Would love for you to come out and show publicly that you're opposed to this bill. So that's all I got in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, everybody.